Kia ora everyone anyone who has joined our webinar. We are running the Māori ki Waikato Māori orientation. It is online this year. Obviously all our webinars are online this year. But before we get started, we're going to ask Luke just to start us off with the karakia, then we'll get into it.
Kia ora, thanks for throwing me under the bus, Nick.
You're welcome.
Renoi tātou, ka takina te kaua ko te kaua nui, ko te kaua ro, ko te kaua tapu, ko te kaua whakatike i arongo matāni. Ko rongo take, ko rongo pūmau, ko rongo tātou pauna mai ata whiwhia ki arongo. Uhi huero tau mai te Māori haumi e hui e tāki.
Yes, so thank you, Luke. So like I said, yeah, we're doing this online this year. If you can see me talking, we're over here in Hamilton. We also have our team over in Tauranga, but we'll let everyone introduce themselves soon. So yeah, our presentation is how to be on at uni. So the way it's going to go, we're going to have Mythbusters, our student panel are going to speak, both student panels, and just any parts. We also have the chat function going, so if you guys do want to ask any questions throughout, you can write us a question and we'll be able to answer you straight away, hopefully. So ko ai mātou, so ko Nathan Rahui tōku ingoa, huri tēnei mō Ngāpui Ngāti Whātua. I am a kaumahi in the DVC Māori office, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Māori. I work on different student engagement events, orientation, and also part of the Te Hononga Akiwa program as well. So we'll go this way, some way, and we'll let our student panel introduce themselves, and then we'll pass it over to Tauranga.
Kia ora tātou, ko te kaura Sorensen tōku ingoa, huri tēnei no Ngāti Wai Ngāpuhi me Hamua hau. I am a fifth year student studying my Masters under Screen and Media Studies, but I'm also a kaimahi. I work in the Division of Arts, Social Sciences, Law, Social Sciences and Psychology, under the Division of Arts, Social Sciences and Psychology. I'm the Māori liaison, so I look after the mentors within that faculty.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, ko Savannah Hiha tōku ingoa, huri tēnei no Ngāti Kahungunu, Ngāti Rangitahi me Ngaitahu. I am a fourth year law student. I'm doing my last year with my honours. I am a Māori mentor in Te Whare Wananga, the Faculty of Law. And yeah, I don't have as many things to list as Dakota, so I'll pass it on.
Kia ora, I'm Luke. I'm from Maniapoto. I grew up in a great town called Te Kuiti, aka the eighth wonder of the world. I've been at uni for like ages, but that's not a part of it anyways. I'm the president this year for Te Kauru, the Māori Students Association for the Faculty of Māori and Indigenous Studies. Yeah.
Kia ora. We'll pass it over to Tauranga, Nadira.
Yep, kia ora tātou. My name is Nadira Beauchamp. I am the Māori Mentor Coordinator here on the Tauranga campus. I work with the DVC Māori office as well, and I started during lockdown. I am Tūhoi Ngāti Kahungunu on my dad's side, and I'm Canadian on my mum's side, so we've just moved back as a whānau in the last year, and yeah, looking forward to meeting all of you if you're on the Tauranga campus. Kia ora.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Kalane. I'm coming into my last semester of Bachelor of Social Sciences with a double major in Social Policy and Māori and Indigenous Studies. I'm from Ngāti Ranginui and Ngāti Maniapoto, and I've been a student mentor, Te Toka mentor here at Tauranga for the last 2 years.
Kia ora, ko Arima tōku ingoa. I'm doing a Bachelor of Social Sciences, double major in Psychology and Māori Indigenous Studies. I have been a Māori mentor for Te Toka for the last 2 years. Also being part of the Taina last year in the Te Arirutanga program, and I'm a tuakana as well as my colleague here, Jamie. Yeah.
Kia ora, I'm Bay. I'm in my second year here on the Tauranga campus, Waikato, obviously. I am doing a double major in environmental science and aquaculture. I'm pretty new to all this Te Toka mentoring stuff, but been pretty good so far. Sweet.
Kia ora, I'm Jamie. I'm from Ngāti Porou, but I'm from here in Tauranga. I am my second year of Te Toka,
and I'm in my third year of law with a minor in Māori Indigenous Studies, and I'm with All Moana doing Te Kahui Pirere and Te Ahurutanga as well.
Sweet. Kia ora everyone. So, yeah, we've got students here from Hamilton and Tauranga, so if you are from either campus and you do have any pātai, then you can definitely find them. Way different students from different faculties and schools, so yes, everything covered hopefully. But the way this is going to work, we're just going to go through each slide and we're going to let pretty much the students just speak to the slides. Yeah, we'll go through it. So our first slide, myth number 1. School is exactly the same as university.
I'll speak to that. Well, first of all, it's not the same in the timetable structure. So when you come to uni, your lectures are in little blocks throughout the week. And as you all know, school is full days every day of the week. So university is really different in that way with that flexible timetable. You can choose what you want to study at university, so it's not like school where there are those subjects that you have to do even if you don't want to. Here at uni you can choose your papers, what ones interest you, what subjects interest you. Even if you're doing a degree that has lots of necessary papers, you can still do electives to get your interests in. And yeah, anyone want to add anything else?
It's pretty summed up there, thank you, Steve. Yeah, any of our other students are turning a teeth, jump in at any time. Busted! Busted! Myth number 2, all my classes will be crammed with people.
I'll take that one. So in first year, prior to obviously COVID, most of your lectures would have looked like this. But however, you still have tutorials, workshops, or labs, which are, sorry, pardon me. So yeah, you still have workshops, tutorials, and labs, which are quite smaller, like 20 people max, where you can get that one-on-one interaction with your lecturers, your tutors, and your peers. But because of COVID, the university is taking a blended approach where all of your classes will be offered online, but some classes you can go to in person. Particularly for the classes that are like this, they won't be offered in person, just that's mainly because the university wants to keep classes the same throughout the semester. So if we do go to a higher alert level, we are able to social distance in our class. So yeah, like classes like this, you probably wouldn't be able to social distance in them. So there will be none of those.
Yeah, and yeah, for the most part, there's only a few papers with massive classes like that. So most of the classes are still offered in person. I know there's a lot of rumours going around that they aren't. There's no classes in person. So just be aware that there are still going to be face-to-face.
Yeah, I think just check in with your lecturer, check your Moodle pages, and yeah, each class will be different.
Yeah, sure.
From the Tauranga side too, I think a lot of the lectures have already been online, so Tauranga students are actually used to having that model in place, and you guys can speak to that. I know certain programs, the lectures have always been online anyways, with the tutorials and labs offered on campus. So for any Tauranga students out there.
I'll just follow that up. For if there's anyone listening who's has enrolled to come to Tauranga, there's not a single class that's going to look like that, even if COVID hadn't happened. Unless maybe teaching, first year teaching and the odd psych one, but majority of the classes you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20 people. So it's not going to be a real big cohort where you could get lost and feel like you don't have a place or a voice or a platform or anything like that. Yeah, it's very different over here in Tauranga. It's a lot smaller and it's a lot more niche, I guess, in that respect.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we'll move on. Busted. Busted. All right, myth number 3, it'll be hard to make friends.
Yeah, I'll talk about this one. It's true, the last 2 have been false, but this one's not. It's the problem with uni is that you have too many opportunities to make friends, I find. I'll give one example. I was like in my first class, I was going, hey, I don't know what the lecture's asking. This other fella goes, hey, I don't know what the lecturers asked you. I looked at him, I said, bro, we don't know what's happening. He goes, neither do I. And then we became mates for a whole uni. And then every single class you go to, you'll meet people like that. Or hopefully don't hang out with people that don't know what they're doing. But maybe go to the person that's like, oh, I know exactly what's happening, and then go make friends with them. But there's actually ample amounts of opportunity within Waikato, within your classes, tutorials, labs, outside of university or academic stuff in terms of like the Māori rōpū that you can join, heaps of groups, heaps of stuff always happening on campus is that you'll find you just have too many people, you'll be walking around like you're a superstar. Hey, kia ora, throwing them out like you're Oprah to everybody. But yeah, don't worry about not making friends because it's actually, the one problem is that you have too many and you have to start making sort of a tier. Just kidding. Bust that myth, Nathan.
Yeah, summed up perfectly. Busted. Myth number 4, I'm screwed if something pops up. I'll speak to this one at the start. So I think the main thing with this slide is that we have, especially with our Māori students, as you all know, we've got so many things that pop up outside of university. Unexpectedly, tangihanga, different kaupapa that may pop up where we're needed to go back home. I think the most important thing to know is that there are ways to let our lecturers and our other staff know so that we don't fail or fall behind in any of our papers. So if you follow the correct avenues, then we can make sure that you as our students don't get left behind and won't lose any marks. There's such things as special consideration if something major does pop up. But the most important thing is that, if you do let your different staff know or keep in touch with your lecturers, then there can be a lot more lenient around your different assignments, your different papers. But yeah, I think the most important thing is that don't tell anyone. Wait, did that make sense?
No.
Don't not tell anyone.
Don't not tell anyone.
Tell everybody. And yeah, don't be whatever that is. Don't do it alone, I think is the key message there. Anything to add in Tauranga?
Yeah, so WSU, we have Kat, who is on the first level, and she is there to support. She's there to help, to even contact and get in touch with your lecturers if you need to. Should also let you know maybe that just a note that you may need. She's there to help, but also now we have Narita. So if you're a bit whakama, maybe going to Kat, come see one of us and we can actually help you go towards the right person, put you in charge. Don't not seek help because we're all here to help. Lecturers, they also actually want you guys to succeed. They also want you guys to pass. So don't feel whakama, don't feel like you can't not ask for help. We're here. So yes, please reach out.
Yeah, kia ora, that's actually a good point too. And so just touching on that again is that throughout our whole university, Tauranga and Hamilton, we have a Māori mentoring unit in each division, faculty or school. So Nadita is the Māori mentor coordinator in Tauranga. Dakota is looking after our social science, psychology, arts students. And we have one in teaching, management, FMIS, all over. So, and each mentoring unit has different student mentors, like our Tauranga panel there. Savannah is a student mentor too. So yeah, reaching out to those Māori mentoring units, they are a huge help in helping you with anything pretty much. If we were doing an in-person orientation, we usually would have had you guys meet your different mentor coordinators, but hopefully we can set something up soon. So, kia ora, busted.
Busted.
I can't have a life outside of university.
Oh, okay, I'll talk to I'll say the social aspect of this. My main philosophy is do the mahi, get the treats. So always make sure your work's done so that you can enjoy your weekend however you want to, hang out with friends, go to concerts, whatever. So that's you can have a life, just always prioritize your work and just get it done so you can have some fun.
Yeah, I'll touch on that. Is that what Sam was talking earlier about it being, it's not like school, like you don't have to come to uni 9 till 3. So you might only have one class one day. So as long as you go into that one class, you have ample amount of time to do other stuff. And I know heaps of Māori people, you're like juggling all of these other kaupapa, trying to go to your marae hui and all of these different events. And there is plenty of time to do that as long as you're putting aside quality time for your study as well. You can have a life outside university.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw Bay under the bus too. Did you want to talk about anything to do with your sports too? So studying and doing sports?
Yeah, well, like the key thing coming into university was learning how to time manage, like learning to do with time management. Like I had no idea really. It was high school was just that's your day done, and then you go home and play some sports and do some stuff or whatever. So now like it's randomly throughout the day. So now you have to learn how to time management, and yeah, that's probably the key thing when coming to university, I think, was my biggest thing to learn, especially with sport, because I had to still do well, but then I want to get good grades as well.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also a New Zealand water polo player, so we'll just put that into a little bit of he's doing very well with his time management as well.
We'll set him up to sign some autographs on campus. But yeah, definitely time management is key. And again, I'll reiterate, Māori mentoring units are there too. If you do need help just going through timetables, time management, our team can help you make up a plan so that you don't fall behind and get left behind, I suppose. Bust that myth.
Busted.
Okay, so we'll move it to, like I've been talking about, the Māori mentoring units. I think we at the moment have, I could get this wrong, 8 or 9. Sure. It's definitely 8 or 9 across the 2 campuses. So we'll go through different myths for our Māori mentoring units. So all Māori mentors speak Māori. That's a big misconception. We have our Māori mentor coordinators employ different students who are doing well in their papers or their studies, so that they know they've been through the papers, they are able to help you if you do come in and you need help. But just because it is a Māori mentoring unit, it does not mean that you have to be fluent in the reo to go in and get help. Everyone's on a different journey of learning the reo. So it's open to anyone, regardless of your fluency, and open to everyone.
Mm-hmm. And I'd just add, there will be some mentors who can speak Te Reo Māori and will be fluent, but that doesn't mean that they will make you speak Te Reo Māori with them. Like, just because they can doesn't mean they will make you. Yeah. And vice versa, just because somebody can't doesn't mean that they won't be able to help you. Yeah.
Just adding on to that as well, in Tauranga, I don't actually think we have one of us that is fluent in reo, but Caden, we've got one, he's a teaching student, but also we have Powder downstairs, and he's like, he's employed to help students with any like academia and stuff, but he's fluent. So with the Tauranga students, just know that he's on level 1 and he's in the... He's right by the hub. He's right by the hub, and he's not hard to find. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Busted. Myth number 2: I'm not Māori enough to use Māori mentors. I'm gonna just throw this one out there if anyone wants to take it.
I'll take this one. Well, like I'm not sure. I'm not necessarily the most Māori fella, but getting offered this opportunity, like I wasn't going to throw it away, and that's the same for using your resources. Like, where if you've got the opportunity to use the mentors, you may as well do it. There's no say in what you can or can't do just because you think you're not quite Māori enough. Like, it's just silly.
Yep.
We don't work in percentages here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not like that.
No, but with that as well, that doesn't only apply to the Māori mentors, it applies to any Māori events. Yes. You don't have to be a specific amount of Māori or think that you have to be fluent or have gone to kura kaupapa or anything like that. Like, turn up, we want you there. If you want to be there, even if you don't want to be there, turn up. So yeah.
And even though we've got a picture of one of our awesome Rōpū doing kapaka there, it doesn't mean if you turn up to an event that you're going to have to do kapaka. Although there are different events, if you are keen to, then yeah, you've got everything covered, hopefully. Busted. Only failing students use the mentors.
Oh, okay, I'll take that one. Oh, yeah. So we get a lot of students who come in who want to make their, say A- into an A+. I think majority of our students that actually come in look for help to raise their grade. But in saying that, we get all types of students. So yeah, it's not just for failing students. We help any students just to help them get that better grade.
Preferably come before you fail.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
just don't think you can only go if you're doing badly. Go if you want to raise your grade and get that little bit better percentage.
Yeah, and I think there could be, even if you're submitting your assignments and you keep getting pulled up on the same thing, I think just having that extra set of eyes from your Māori mentors who have probably done the papers to read over and say, oh, I noticed you keep doing this in your writing, then it can just boost your grade up just a little bit. And even Dakota at the moment in her mentoring unit, they're running shortly they'll be running a show us your A grade. So if you go in and show them you've got an A last semester, you get a
$30 Prezi card.
So it's definitely, no way.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Only for maths
benefits. Only for her unit. I'm sure other units are doing things too, but yeah, there's definite benefits and doing well, and yeah, it's not just for anyone who's failing. It's very well. Cool, and also our Māori mentoring units also run different kaupapa, so kaitahi, they may run different social events too, so workshops, yeah, so if you are keen to get involved with other students specifically in your faculty too, yeah, that's a good place to go to.
Busted.
Top survival tips. So I'm just going to go run through all our students here. So I haven't told Tauranga, so maybe we'll start on this side, but just to come up with your one survival tip for getting through uni. We'll start with Mr. Maniapoto.
Okay, I have two tips, even though you just said do
Oh,
one,
yeah,
but
two.
I'll stop wasting time. The first one is that best tip that I wish I did when I was in the first year is to treat it like a job. So like, I come to uni every single day, but what treating like a job could look for you is just 2 hours every day, Monday to Friday. That's you just do uni work, and you'll find that you can just do so much money in 2 hours if you just set 2 hours every day. My second one is to join the Māori associations and the Māori Rōpū. That way you're going to find and meet all of these cool people around you doing cool stuff. You're going to make heaps of friends easy years, and you're going to find that they're going to help you with all your assignments. And if you even need to talk to mentors or find different information about uni, you've got 50 to 100 people that already know how to do that. Just a message away.
Yeah. Kia ora.
My top survival tip is just to make use of every opportunity that you can get. Join, the leadership program, Māori leadership program if you can. Join the first year program if you can, Te Kahua Perere. And yeah, join the Rōpū, to talk what Luke said. And yeah, just look for opportunities and don't be shy to take them.
Obviously those are great survival tips and you're taking all my good ones, so a really boring one that I'm going to say is please just go to your tutorials and your workshops and your labs, because I know in a law degree for us, most of our exam questions come very similar to what our tutorial questions are, so it's actually really handy to go to those, get that one-on-one talking with that tutor and say, how do I answer this? What do I use to answer this? So they're a lot more helpful than what you might think.
Kia ora. We'll throw it over to you, Tauranga.
A balanced meal. I'm going to be boring, drink water, good healthy kai, add some vegetables in there. Don't just binge on takeaways, guys. But yeah, just a balanced meal, drink water and sleep. Yeah, practical.
Kia ora.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I'm probably the worst person to be saying this, but do your readings. They're put up for a reason. And I'm in my final year, and I'm looking back at it now and going, I probably should have done a few more of my readings. And I would have had a few $30 Prezi cards.
Yes, true that.
So yeah, do your readings. They're really handy. or they're not if you don't do them. Obviously.
Hold up.
Yeah, I'll probably just go back on what I said before with to do with time management. Like, it's for an example, like I don't know, everyone's got exams, but I've got all my mates in my classes, and they were busting out their essay like with 1 day to go, and I've already finished in like a week before. And I'm like, well, you guys are just putting so much pressure on yourselves. You can just mellow out the intensity, make it so much easier for yourself. So time management as well tip.
I need to take that.
Okay, wow, it's fun being last. A good one, and this is probably like obviously for everyone, but specifically Tauranga students, because we have such a small number of students over here. I think it's like really like big to make friends within your classes and keep those networks open at all times. We only have, like, for example, in our law classes over here, we got maximum 25 to 30 people. And so we can all connect with each other. And if you lose that communication, you kind of lose your way of finding out how others are doing and like how you can ask for help. So definitely over COVID especially, that's been a huge one. So my tip would be to keep those relationships at all times so that you can keep on top of your work.
Kia ora. Natita, did you have a tip too?
I think just sort of adding to what's been said, I think just reaching out to the resources on campus. Like, there's amazing resources. We talked about Paul, who's amazing in our writing support space. And then we have Alana Johnson, who's our campus nurse, and she can like put you in contact with anything health related. And then Tutoka, of course, our Māori mentors. I think just the reaching out, and there's a lot of supports here on campus for Māori students. And so I think it's just having sort of the confidence to just come and say, hey, and have a chat. And then there's just, lots to access to help you support all of the study aspects of your university journey. So I think just that reaching out and just look at all the resources that are available to you.
Yeah, totally for all of those points. I always sort of say, excuse me, it's hard to fail at university because there is so much support out there with literally everything. So your academic health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health. There's so many different people out there to support Māori students. So if you want to go for scholarships, if you want to help with your career advice, just anything, it's all out there. My survival tip would be too, there's so much free food always on campus. The WSU always puts on free kais on both Tauranga and Hamilton. So if you see free food, go for it. Don't be shy. That's one less meal to pay for. And on that note, we actually have a kaitahi next Wednesday at Cultural Hour, both in Tauranga and Hamilton. Come along to that. Hopefully all these guys will be here, and also our different mentoring units. So come along for that. Free kai.
So on that note of free kai, in Tauranga, I think it's back, I hope it's back, WSU has and also our old mentor organised Good Neighbour. It's an organisation that collects food from all the supermarkets around Tauranga, and then we get a lot of boxes of like kai, from vegetables to like flour to biscuits to sometimes meat, every Thursdays, roughly about 1 o'clock. So if you're on campus, don't forget to bring your reusable bags or a box. There should always be a kai there. So just shout out.
Thank you. Again, we'll go down just if you can all say your favourite part about uni. Again, throw Hughes under the spot over in Tauranga because we didn't go through this. But maybe let's see one of your favourite memories about uni or your favourite things that you've done. We'll start over that side this time.
Okay, I'll start. My highlight for university so far has been any of the leadership groups that I've joined, or the mentor programs. I'd say my biggest highlight would be Te Ahuratanga last year. We went on 2-week-long haringa and we learned so much and did so much stuff. It was all paid for and it was just an incredible experience. So I think just join those groups, as everyone keeps saying, and you never know what you're going to be able to do with it.
I don't know, learning new stuff. Like, I had no idea what I was really going into when I first applied for my enrolled in my papers. Now I know a whole bunch of stuff to do with the earth and stuff. I have no idea what it would have been in high school. Like, yeah, I don't know, learning stuff.
It's always hard. Let's see, I don't wanna.
So I'm going to try to talk about what Jamie said. Yeah, Te Whare Wananga, hands down, was such an awesome experience. But I think just joining things, there were so many opportunities that I got out of that has actually further just my own growth, and also job opportunities. So just, you know, networking, that'd be one of my favourite things, to be honest.
Cool, nice. Mine's going to build off Bay's a little bit in terms of the difference between school and university. I was crap at school because there wasn't anything there that I really enjoyed. But the beauty of university, my favourite part certainly, is that you can actually follow what you want to do. You can start, you know, forging a path for the direction that you want your life to take. And you know, it's been wonderful for me. It's better than laying bricks and fixing gym and all that kind of crap that I was doing beforehand. So that's awesome, choosing what you want to do and really applying yourself to a passion.
Kia ora. Savannah.
My favourite part of uni has probably been finding really good friends. Like in my first semester of uni, I really struggled to find like friends that I really connected with, and then I joined Te Whakahia, the Māori Law Association, and just finding those like-minded people who I really get along with and connect with, and then over the years building friendships with other people through other things, and yeah, just finding those people who you really connect with and you have the same morals and ideas and the same ideas about life, really. That's been my favourite part. Yeah.
My favourite part of uni was actually graduating. So I graduated in 2018 for my undergraduate. I graduated with these two fellas. But yeah, I think it was a massive thing for me because I got to graduate with two of my best friends. This fella and another guy. But no, yeah, it was just an amazing experience. So I definitely recommend Malaia graduation. If you are getting close to graduating, it's definitely an experience, and just having your whānau there with you. Yeah, it's hard not to cry.
Sure. Opportunities for me. It's limitless at the University of Waikato. Limitless opportunities. That's it. Kia ora.
Yep, all great memories, all great things, and we'll touch on a few more of those shortly. So yeah, our Rōpū Māori, some of our panelists have already sort of talked about them. So currently we have 7, possibly 8 different Rōpū.
Possibly 8.
Possibly 8.
Well, ones we're still just trying to bring in power. But we've got Te Whakahia Pō in law, Te Rangangāku in management, STEM in our science, engineering, mathematics. What was the T stand for? I can't remember. Tūmata Kōkiri in education and sports. Te Waiora is for everyone. Te Kaeru, which is our newest Rōpū, which Luke is the president of. They are for our Faculty of Māori and Indigenous Studies students. And Te Tini o Hakuturi, they are for environmental and geography students. And Tauranga also has a Rōpū, I believe, called Mana Ake ki Tauranga. Is anyone a part of that Rōpū over there?
As far as I know, they're rebuilding at the moment. So we are gonna try to look at ways to support Manaaki sort of coming back. I think just in the last couple years and since the campus has been built, Manaaki is here, but it's sort of been a smaller group that's trying to provide programming and opportunities to come together. But as far as I know, it's rebuilding this year. So.
Yeah, cool. So most of our Rōpū, they all have social media pages. but all of our raupi will usually chuck on kai, they chuck on different social events, different things during cultural hours on Wednesdays. Yeah, there's so many opportunities with our raupi to get involved, and it's such a good way to make friends, which is what Luke said at the start, because there's so many students who are studying the same thing as you. So it's easy to sort of connect over your different assignments, your different mahi, and be like, hey, I need help with this. Oh, I didn't know you were doing that, and then just connect that way. But yeah, and it's also just a way to just sort of relax outside of your study too, and just come together for a kai or whatever it may be. Yeah, and that balance is key, I believe. Kia ora. Māori student programs, so some of these have already been touched on. So these are run out of our Deputy Vice Chancellor Māori office. So Te Kahui Pirere, which is pretty new. So Aramoana and Jamie are tuakana on the program this year. So they may want to jump in at some point soon. But essentially, Te Kahui Pirere is for our first year Māori students who have just come to university. And it's sort of a transition program. So if there's anything you need to know or go over in your first year, then Te Kahui Pirere is to sort of help you transition into university and give you all the need-to-knows to set you up on the right journey. Did you want anything, Jamie or Aramoana?
Nah, that's pretty much it, yeah. We're just trying to, at the moment, we're just trying to refocus on who's still part of the group and trying to help everyone who's struggled through COVID and stuff, so. Yeah.
Sweet. Kia ora. And then a lot of our panelists have talked about Te Ahuritanga, so that's one of the cohorts, I think, North Dakota or even in there. But it's an amazing program run for second year Māori students and above. So you can join the program, you come from all walks of life, all different faculties and schools, and form this close-knit group of whānau really pretty much. But you go on different kaupapa, different haerenga usually, and just learn. The program doesn't teach you how to be a leader, but rather will show you Māori leaders and their different fields, and you can take from each leader what you want to build your own sort of leadership profile. But yeah, an amazing opportunity, so definitely look out for it. I know it has changed up a little bit this year just due to COVID, but again, yeah, it's still a great opportunity. And then the final one, Te Hununga Kiwa, so that's also run out of our office between me and another awesome lady called Natalie. So that is for it's open for Māori business students from any tertiary provider. But in saying that, I would encourage everyone to just read the criteria and any Māori student to apply. Also, if you're a Māori small business, so there's 3 focus areas, which are three focus locations, I suppose, in the Pacific: Southeast Asia, North Asia, and Latin America. Currently, the Southeast Asia and the North Asia programs are open for applications. With COVID happening this year, there isn't that international travel aspect. However, it's been redesigned. It's still going to be an awesome program to engage with people overseas and come together in the country just to learn from our different speakers. So jump onto our social media, jump onto all those different pages, check them out. Definitely encourage you to apply. Main opportunities, limitless opportunities. Limitless. Events. So again, we have so many different events on campus, both campuses. So we have our Hākina Kina, which is a sports day for different Māori, for all our different Māori students across the faculties. Graduation, the marae graduation, as Dakota said, it's awesome. It's a chance to bring all your whānau, whereas at Claudelands you can take like 1 or 2 people. So yeah, you can take your whole whānau to that. Boring. Kingitanga Day, that's coming up in September. It's a big event just to celebrate the kingitanga. We have our different kaitahi. We have so many different events. I would just say, encourage everyone to get involved. Look out for what is coming up. And like I said, there is a kaitahi happening at Te Kohinga Marama Marae in Hamilton. Next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, there's going to be a kai there. So come along, there'll be music, spot prizes. And Nadina, did you want to talk about your one?
Sure, kaitahi is scheduled next week as well, Wednesday, same time. 1 to 2 during the cultural hours. So there'll be kai just out front of the hub on level 1.
Yep, kia ora. And again, if you come along to those events, there's different spot prizes up for grabs. And kai, that's the main thing. And make friends.
I'm just going to quickly jump in there and plug WSU. So we have a whole week next week planned for students. I'm not too sure what it looks like on Tauranga side, but Hamilton side, we're aiming to have it kind of online if need be, but in person if we can. So Monday night we have a movie night, Tuesday is a comedy night, Wednesday is quiz, and Thursday is a talent quest, which you're all welcome to come to. I think they're all based in the basement, which is by the WSU building. But we also are still running the bus for $1, so you can come to uni, pay $1, and we'll take you to town for their events, and we'll bring you home for free.
Yep.
And during the day, we'll have food, sausage sizzles, all that kind of stuff as well.
So yeah, Dakota sits on the WSU Student Board of Directors this year. There's 12 students this year. So they run all those awesome O-Week events. They're also there if you need advocacy, any sort of help. They're there to advocate on behalf of our student body.
Yeah, and in Tauranga, you have a Tauranga director, Jake. He can help you out if you...
As well as Kat over in Tauranga too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Kat's planning sort of to mirror the same events on the side as well. So
sweet.
Yeah, I would just recommend any students to kind of get online, get on the Facebook page and follow WSU here in Tauranga, because all of the events are posted on social media.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. And on that note, what a good segue. If you follow us, our Māori Ki Waikato Facebook page, and we have an Instagram page, we post up anything that you need to know on all those those two social media platforms. But there'll also be like links to our other different rōpū or anyone else who may have social media. All those other sort of rōpū and things that we have mentioned, there are pages for them too. So check them all out. But yeah, if you follow our Māori Ki Waikato, it's a central sort of hub to just share out whatever's coming up. So our kaitahi, hākina, different events. We just ran a competition called Hiko and Hune, which was involving students get out and get the most Ks in the month of June. And that was really cool. So that was run over our social media. So yeah, just follow those, like them now. I'll be able to check my phone to see if anyone's actually liked them. But yeah, no pressure. That brings us to the end of our presentation pretty much. So we do have the chat function up for part-time. So if you do have anything, we'll stay on for a couple of minutes. Feel free to ask us anything and we'll hopefully be able to answer you.
No maths questions.
No maths questions. Oh, mate, not for us.
Not for this side.
Hey, you say that. You're me.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we can. We'll close the session with a karaki anyway, but yeah, we'll stay on. If you do have any part-time, just feel free to type in and we'll answer.
Hey Nathan, if I had questions after this and I was too nervous to ask, who would I contact?
That's a great question. So yes, if you do have any part-time after this, you can email me personally at nrahui, so nrahui @waikato.ac.nz. Or if that's too hard to remember, then if you go onto our Māori Ki Waikato Facebook page and send us a private message, I'll be able to see all of those as well. Yeah, and if you have any questions for Tauranga as well, I can just forward them through to Nadita so she can see those. But it's a great question, Lee.
Oh, I was going to log in my Zoom and type it in just to answer it.
That's good.
I thought I'd answer. Anyways, karakia to finish. Mino I tātou, umuhi atu ki tūru tapanui, kia mama kia wāte, tina kau te hini ngaro te wairua ki te aratanga tū. Ko ia rā I runga whakairihi ake ki runga kia wātea, ai rā ko wātea, rire hau, pai mā rire.
Well, Tato, thank you for coming, and yeah, like I said, we'll stay on, or there are those other avenues to get in touch with us.
Join the Te Kauru page. We're going on a haringa next week. All free. Crazy.
Oh,
it's this week, actually.
Woohoo! Are you leaving tomorrow?
Celebration of Matariki, leaving on Friday. If there's any questions, I thought I'd just do it.
Yeah. Yes. Any other plugs from that side too?
No programs. Just get involved with Te Toka. For any Tauranga students that are starting, I think it would just be good to get involved, because obviously, as we've heard, people start finishing their degrees, and we always look for other mentors that are up and coming. So it's just great to work towards a succession plan where we have mentors that we can sort of support, and eventually they'll become mentors when they're in their 3rd, 4th year. So yeah, just get involved with Te Toka on this campus.
Also, we are on Facebook and we're on Instagram as well. So yeah.
Awesome, sweet. Doesn't look like we've got any part-time, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, again, thank you for joining. Great to see you, Tauranga, and hopefully see you all soon.
Bye.
Hopefully see you all next week.
Thank you.